China just proved that even one of its older intercontinental missiles, the DF-31, can still reach the United States mainland. This revelation comes after a rare full-range Pacific test in late 2024 and just ahead of the 2025 Victory Day parade. But here's the big question. Why is Beijing drawing attention to an aging missile now, when newer and more advanced systems like the DF-31 exist? The DF-31, short for Dongfeng 31, is a road-mobile intercontinental ballistic missile that marked China's entry into more modern strategic capabilities. Development began in the mid-1980s, and it officially entered service in 2006 after being publicly revealed at the 1999 National Day Parade. At the time, it was considered a leap forward because it offered greater mobility and survivability compared to silo-based systems that were easier to track. From a technical standpoint, the DF-31 is a three-stage, solid-fuel missile. Solid fuel matters because it allows for quicker launch preparation compared to older liquid-fueled systems. A three-stage missile, the DF-31 measures roughly 49 feet in length and 2 meters in diameter. It weighs 42 tons and is guided by a stellar inertial navigation system, with later versions integrating updates from China's satellite network. This combination provides improved accuracy compared to earlier designs. The original DF-31 was designed to carry a single thermonuclear warhead with a yield of around 1 megaton. However, upgrades quickly followed. The DF-31A, unveiled in the mid-2000s, extended the missile's range to approximately 13,200 kilometers. That range brought nearly the entire continental United States within reach, and unlike the base version, the DF-31A could carry multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles between 3 and 5 warheads, each with a smaller yield but capable of striking different locations. Another step forward came with the DF-31AG, revealed during the 90th anniversary parade of the People's Liberation Army in 2017. Unlike earlier models, the AG version is designed specifically for mobile launchers, mounted on large off-road vehicles with 8 axles. This enhances survivability by making it harder for adversaries to predict where the missile could be launched from. The mobility, coupled with advanced camouflage and support vehicles, makes it one of China's more flexible long-range deterrents. What makes the DF-31 stand out even today is not that it is the most advanced system in China's arsenal, but rather that it is battle-tested, proven, and reliable. The turning point for the DF-31's renewed attention came on September 25, 2024, when China carried out a rare full-range test of this missile type. According to open-source intelligence and reporting from the South China Morning Post, this was only the second time in history China had tested an ICBM over its maximum designed range. The first was way back in 1980. That alone makes the event significant, because it means China is validating not just theoretical capability, but practical, demonstrated reach. The missile was launched from a location that highlights the country's ability to operate from diverse coastal regions rather than restricted inland test ranges. Its dummy payload flew thousands of kilometers across the Pacific Ocean, eventually splashing down in waters near French Polynesia. Unlike shorter or lofted trajectory tests, which are common for many nuclear powers, this launch demonstrated a realistic full-flight path, simulating how the missile would actually perform in a strategic scenario. Analysts pointed out that this provides critical data on guidance, atmospheric re-entry, and system reliability under real-world stress conditions. What also stood out was how the test was conducted diplomatically. China issued advance warnings to some countries. These notifications ensured that the missile's splashdown would not catch nations by surprise and reduce the risk of misinterpretation. While the test was described as routine training, its rarity and full-range nature made it clear that the messaging was intended to be noticed internationally. Observers also highlighted how unusual it is for China to test in this way. Most major powers, including the United States and Russia, typically do not perform transoceanic ICBM launches anymore, relying instead on simulation and partial tests. By breaking this pattern, China deliberately created a visible event, one that would be picked up by satellites, radar, and global media outlets alike. In essence, This specific test was a declaration that the DF-31 is still fully capable of long-distance operation. This singular test explains why the missile suddenly became a media talking point in the lead-up to the 2025 parade. So why is China placing so much emphasis on the DF-31 right now? The answer lies in strategic communication. With the 80th anniversary of World War II's end in Asia being marked at the Victory Day Parade on September 3, 2025, the choice of which weapons to showcase is highly symbolic. The parade is not just about displaying new hardware. It's about sending layered signals to both domestic and international audiences. By spotlighting the DF-31, Chinese media is reminding everyone that its current deterrent force is credible. Even as newer systems like the DF-41 or sea-based ballistic missile submarines gain attention, Beijing is framing the DF-31 as proof that it doesn't rely solely on future systems. Instead, it already has missiles capable of intercontinental reach, supported by a proven test record. This builds the image of a strong, layered nuclear force, rather than a program still in transition. Domestically, this serves to reassure the Chinese public that their strategic arsenal is reliable and ready. The DF-31, after decades of service and multiple variants, symbolizes stability and continuity. For the military itself, it reinforces confidence that long-standing platforms remain part of a credible defense posture. Internationally, the message is even sharper. By conducting a rare trans-Pacific test and then highlighting it publicly, China is signaling that any assumptions about obsolescence would be misguided. The DF-31 may not have the technical edge of the DF-41, but it remains capable of projecting power over intercontinental distances. Highlighting that capability now, ahead of a parade watched globally, creates a narrative of strength built on both heritage and modernization. Equally important is how this ties into nuclear modernization. China is gradually building a nuclear triad, which includes land-based missiles like the DF-31, nuclear-armed submarines, and long-range bombers. By focusing on the DF-31, China positions it as a foundational piece of that triad, something that has stood the test of time and complements the cutting-edge systems entering service. In short, it is part reassurance, part signaling, and part political theater. In a world where perception often matters as much as reality, the decision to highlight the DF-31 shows that Beijing understands the power of messaging. The missile's reemergence in headlines is not just about its hardware. It's about confidence, credibility, and continuity. The DF-31 may not be the newest system in China's arsenal, but through its rare full-range test and renewed spotlight, it has proven its continued significance. This isn't just about a missile. It's about demonstrating reliability, building confidence at home, and sending signals abroad. With the 2025 Victory Day Parade approaching, the DF-31 has gone from background player to center stage, reminding the world that sometimes an older system can tell the biggest story. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on space exploration and scientific discoveries, and don't forget to leave a comment below. Also, you can visit our website, SpaceEyeNews.com. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.